Jai Hind everyone. My name is Dr. Neha Singh. I am Assistant Professor of Computer Science Engineering Department in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. Today we discuss the topic data analytics. First, we know what is a data. So basically data is a collection of information which is many form like numbers, informations, observation, experiment. And data can be organized in many forms like chart, graphs and tables. So next we know what is analytics. So analytics is the process of transforming the data and finding the pattern in the data sets. Now the term comes, what is a data analytics? So data analytics is the basically collection, transformation and organization of data to draw conclusions, make prediction and drive informed decision making process. Then it is a broad field that uses tools, technology and processes to transform data into actionable insights. So now the topic come, why we use data analytics and what is use of data analytics. So use of data analytics and why we use data analytics is used for the businesses for improve the decision making process, increasing sales and reducing the cost. Now the next topic comes to the sources of data. What is the sources of data in data analytics? So sources of data in data analytics is two types: primary data and secondary data. In primary data, we collected the data in the four methods: survey, interview, observation and experiment method. Now in secondary data, we store the data in two forms: internal data and external data. Internal data is collected from organizations and external data is collected from the government agencies. Now first one by one we discuss what is the primary sources of data. So the data which is raw, original and is extracted directly from the official sources is known as the primary data. The data which are collected for the first time by an individual on the group of individuals, institution or organizations is known as the primary sources of data. And then primary sources of data is collected directly by performing techniques such as questionnaire, interviews, surveys and observations methods. Now first we discuss the interview method. The data collected during this process is through interviewing. The target audience by the person called interviewer and the person who answer the interview is known as the interview. And some basic business or product related question asked and noted down in the form of notes, audio, video, and this data is stored for the processing. In interview, we store the data in any form like audio and video form. These can be both structured and structured, like person's personal interview or formal interview through telephonic, face-to-face and emails. Now next topic is a survey method. How to collect data in survey method. The survey method is the process of research where a list of relevant questions are asked and answers are noted down in the form of text, audio or video. So survey method can be organized in the two forms like online and offline through website from emails. Example of online survey is social media polls. Now next is the observation method. How to collect data in observation method. Sorry. The observation method is a method of data collection in which the researcher observes the behavior and practices of the target audience using some data collecting tools and store the observed data in the form of text, audio, video or any raw formats. In this method, data is collected directly for posting a few questions on the participants. An example of observation For example, observation of group of customer and their behavior toward the product. This is the kind of the observation method. Now next topic is the experimental method. How to collect the data in experimental method. So the experimental method is the process of collecting data through performing experiment, research, and investigation through the investigation. So, in experimental method, we use four methods like CRD, completely randomized design method, and RBD, randomized block design method, LSD, Latin square design method, and FD, any factorial design method. Now next is the next sources of data is the secondary sources of data. How we collect the data in secondary sources of data? Those secondary sources of data is which has already been collected, reused again from some valid purpose. This type of data is previously recorded from primary data, and it has two types of sources: internal sources and external sources. Secondary sources of data consist of published and unpublished records, sorry, which include government publication, documents, and reports. Now, in secondary type of data, first we discuss how to collect data from internal sources. This type of data can easily be found within the organization, such as market record, sales record, transaction, customer data, accounting resources, etc. The cost and time consumption is less in the obtaining internal sources of data. Now, second is secondary sources of data is the external sources. How we collect the data in external sources. So, in external sources, data which can't be found at internal organizations and can be gained only through external third-party resources is external sources data. The cost and time consumptions is more because this contains a huge amount of data. Example of external sources are government publication, news publication, planning commission, and other government publications. Now, the next topic is the nature of data. What is the nature of data in data analytics? So, nature of data in data analytics is basically classified in two parts: qualitative data and quantitative data. So, qualitative data, which is a group of non-numerical data such as words, sentences, and mostly focus on behavior and actions of the groups. Now, second is of the qualitative data, which is in the numerical forms and can be calculated using different scientific tools and sampling data. Now, next is the classification of data in data analytics. So, classification of data in data analytics is basically classified in three types: structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. So, first we know what is the classification of data. So, data classification is the process of organizing data into categories that make it easy to retrieve, sort, and store for future use. The classification of data makes it easy for the user to retrieve it. Data classification is important for data security, for fulfilling different types of business, personal objectives. Now, types of data classification. Basically, data is classified in three parts: structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. First, we discuss what is a structured data. So, data having a predefined structure which can be categorized as a qualitative data and is a well organized, defined as a structured data. Because of unstructured data, because of having a predefined structure property, data can be organized into table, columns, just like spreadsheet. Spreadsheet contains the data in a row and columns forms. Most of the time, when data having a relation and can't store in a spreadsheet, if data is a huge amount, then it's stored in a relational database table, because relational database table store the huge amount of data and then divided into subparts of the data. So, now we discuss the characteristics of structured data. What is the characteristics of structured data? So, data conforms to data model and has an easily identifiable in structure. Data is stored in the form of rows and columns. Data reside in fixed field within a record or files. Similar entities are grouped together to form of data relation or classes. and entities in the same group have the same attribute. So what is the sources of structured data? So sources of structured data is SQL databases, spreadsheets, online forms, sensors such as GPS, networks and web servers, medical devices. It's all about the sources of structured data. Now, what is advantages of structured data? So, first is structured data is a well defined, and it is a form of row, and it stores the data in a row and column form. And if a huge amount of data, then store the relational database table. And data mining is easy. Operations such as updating and deleting is easy due to the well organized data, and easily scalable in the case is an increment of data. Ensuring security to data is easy. So next is what is unstructured data. So unstructured data is not predefined structured. Unstructured data is typically categorized as qualitative rather than quantitative. Is unstructured data, it has not any specific format, and data that lies in the category are unstructured data are audio, video, images, text file, contents, which have different properties for making these data available for analysis and can't be stored in a relational database table. Unstructured data is not stored in a relational database table because it is not predefined structure, not is organized form. So that's why we not store the data in relational database table. So these are stored in the raw format, and analysis is done by applying image processing, natural language processing and machine learning. Now the characteristics of unstructured data. Data neither conforms to a data model nor has any structure. So and data does not follow any semantics or rule. Data has a particular format or sequences. Data has no easily identifiable structure. Data cannot be stored in the form of rows and columns in the database. So what is the sources of unstructured data? How to collect the unstructured data? So this is a web pages, images like JPG format, GIF format, PNG format, etc. It is any kind of form like videos, reports, Word documents and surveys. Next is the advantage of unstructured data. So it supposes the data which lacks a proper format or sequences, and data is portable, it is a very scalable, and it can deal with easily with heterogeneity of sources, and different kind of sources of data, and very flexible due to the absence of schema. The data is not constrained by the fixed schema. So what is the disadvantage of unstructured data? It is difficult to store and manage structured data due to the lack of schema and structure. So ensuring security to data is a difficult task. In unstructured data, data is unclear and not having a predefined attribute, due to which search results are not very accurate. So semi-structured data. So classification of data is third part is a semi-structured data. In semi-structured data, data is a combination of structured and unstructured data. Its schema is not fixed as a structured data, and with the help of metadata, it can be organized to some extent, so not organized and unorganized data. So metadata includes tags and other markers just like in Johnson's files, XML files or CSV file, which separates the elements and enforces the hierarchy, but the size of element varies and order is not important. So characteristics of semi-structured data. So semi-structured data does not conform to data model but has some structure, and similar entities are grouped together and organized in a hierarchy. So data cannot be stored in the form of rows and columns as in a database. and due to the lack of well-defined structure, it cannot be used to computer programs easily. So sources, now next is the sources of semi-structured data. So sources of semi-structured data is a zip file, email files, web pages, and XML files and other markup languages. So advantages, now next is the advantages of semi-structured data. The data is not constrained by the fixed schema, data is a portable, and semi-structured data deal easily with heterogeneity of sources and different types of sources of deals. Semi-structured data deals with the different kinds of data. It is possible to view structured data as a semi-structured data. It is flexible. Now disadvantages of semi-structured data. So in semi-structured data, lack of fixed schema makes it difficult to store the data. Queries are less efficient as compared to the structured data, and interpreting the relationship between data is difficult as there is no separation of schema and the data. So now next topic is the introduction to big data platform. So first we know what is a big data. So big data, as a name source, big data. So big data is a collection of large amount of data set that cannot be processed using the traditional computing techniques, and big data is the technical term used in the reference to the vast quantity of heterogeneous data. Yani heterogeneous yani different kinds of data. So it is not a single techniques or tool. It has become a complete subject which involves various tools, techniques, frameworks. So big data examples of big data is cell phone details, social media content, health record, transactional data, web searches, financial document, and weather information. This is all about the big data's example. So big data basically a very large size. Normally we working on the data like MB, Word and Excels, or maximum GB files like movies and codes. But data, big data which are petabytes is called a big data. The size of large data can ranges for several terabytes and 1 trillion bytes to petabyte, even exabytes. So big data in the form of terabyte, petabytes and exabytes. It is a very large amount. So now sources of big data. What is the sources of big data and how to collect the big data? So these are the these data come from many sources like social networking site, e-commerce site, weather station, telecom company, share market. All these terms used to generate the big data, very large amount of data. So first we discuss how to collect social networking sites data. So Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, these sites generate huge amount of data on day-to-day basis as they have billions of users worldwide. Now next is the e-commerce sites. E-commerce sites Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra generates a huge number of logs from which user buying trends can be traced. Weather station, all the weather station and satellite gives a very huge amount of data which are stored and manipulated to forecast weathers. Now next is a telecom company. Telecom company like Airtel, Vodafone, BSNL, Jio study the user trends and accordingly publish their plans for they store the data of its millions users. Now next is the share market. The stock exchange across the world generates a huge amount of data through its daily transactions. Now come to the topic applications of big data. What is the application where it is use of big data? So big data is applications in banking and security. Second is communication, media and entertainment. Now healthcare providers, education, manufacturing and natural resources, government insurance, retail and wholesale trade, transportation and energy utilities. So now what is uses of big data? So uses of big data basically used in location tracking, advertisement, entertainment and media, and fraud detection and handling. So issues with big data. What is the problem of big data? So big data, low quality and inaccurate data is the basic problem of big data. So if data is a low quality data or inaccurate data quality may lead to the inaccurate results or predictions, which does nothing apart from wasting time and effort of the individuals. Second issues is big data is processing large data set. If data is a large amount, no traditional data management tools or software directly process, because the size of these large data set usually in terabytes, which is difficult to the process of any software or tools. So next problem is a big data is integrating data from a variety of sources. So data comes from various types of sources like social media, different website, images, video, customer logs, newspapers, email, etc. So data is comes from a different sources. So collecting and integrating various data, which are difficult types, is basically a challenging task. Now the next topic comes to the big data characters. What is the characteristics of big data? So big data is mainly 5 characteristics. First is a volume, second is a variety, third is a veracity, and fourth is a volume, then velocity. So first we discuss about what is a volume. So big data is the vast volumes of data generated from many sources daily, such as business processes, social media platforms, networks, human interaction, and many more. So in a Facebook, for example, can generate approximately a billion messages, like 4.5 billion times that like button is recorded, and more than 350 millions new posts are updated each day. So big data technology can handle large amount of data. Now second characteristics of big data is variety. So big data can be structured, unstructured, and semi-structured, that are being collected from different sources. Data will not be collected from databases and sheets in the past, but these data while comes in array forms that are PDFs, emails, audio, videos, photos, or any kind of form. Now third is veracity. Veracity means how much data is reliable. It has many ways to filter or translate the data. Veracity is the process of being able to handle, manage the data efficiently. Now next point is a value. Value is the essential characteristics of big data. It is not the data that we process or store. It is a valuable and reliable data that we store, process, and analyze. Now next is characteristics of big data is velocity. So velocity plays an important role compared to the other velocity creators, the speed by which data is created in the real time. So big data deals with the speed at the data flows from sources like application log, business sources, networks, and social media devices, etc. Now the topic comes, what is a big data platform? So we know big data is a collection of huge amount of data. It is a heterogeneous sources of data. So big data platform is an integrated computing solution that combines numerous different types of software systems, tools, hardware for big data management. So big data platform workflow is divided into following stages, just like first is a data collection, now data storage, then data processing, then data analytics, then data management and warehousing, data catalog and metadata management, after that data observability, and after that data intelligence. So what is the need and importance of big data? So first we importance of big data, reducing in cost, time reduction, new product development in optimization of optimized offer, well-groomed decision making. So all these reasons the importance and needs of big data. So what is challenges of big data? So when we store the large amount of data, so we facing the some problem of big data. So repeat data growth. So the growth velocity at such high rate create the problem to look for insight using it. There no 100% efficient way to filter out relevant data. Now storage. Now second problem of big data is challenge is storage. If data is a huge amount and messy amount of data needs space for storage, and organizations face challenges to handle such a vast amount of data. Now next challenge is unreliable data. So unreliable data, it cannot be guaranteed that the big data collected and analyzed that 100% accurate. So it does not guarantee big data is 100% accurate and reliable. So now next challenge is a data security. When data is used, then it is a difficult task to secure the data. Firms and organization store such massive data, a huge amount of data can be a target of cyber criminals, and there is a risk for data getting stolen. So hence encrypting such data is also a challenges for firms and organizations to store the huge amount of data. Now next topic is analytic scalability. So analytic scalability is ability to use data to understand, solve a large variety of problems, and because problems come in many forms, analytics must be flexible enough to address problems in different ways. This might include the use of statistical tools and forecasting. So analytic scalability is to understand data and solve the large variety of problems. So now next topic is the data analytics process. What is how to handle data? So in data analytics process, first we the collection, transformation, organization of data to track conclusions, make predictions for the further and make informed data drive decision is called a data analysis. The professional that handle data analysis is called a data analytic. So data analytics process, 6 steps of data analytics process. First we define the problem, then collect the data, then clean the data, then analyze the data, then visualize the data, and after that present the data. So we will discuss one by one. Define the problem or research question. So in data analytics process, first we define the problem. What is the problem of data? The analysis has to understand the task and stakeholders' expectations for the solution. A stakeholder is a person that invested their money and resources to a project. So question to ask yourself for the ask phase are, what are the problems that are being mentioned by the stakeholders. Now second is a collected data. So in this phase we collect the data from various sources like internal or external sources. And next is a data cleaning. In this phase we clean the data and process the data, and clean data means that data free from the misspelling and redundancies. Now next is analyzing the data. Now after cleaning the data, we use to analyze and identify the trait. It also perform calculation, combines data from better results. Now after that data visualizations. Then after the cleaning and analyzing the process, we visualize the data. Transform has to met in a visual form like charts and graphs. And after the visualization of data, presenting the data. Presenting the data involves transforming raw information into a format that is easily comprehensible and meaningful from various stakeholders. Applications of data analytics. Now data analytics is in analytics applied in different domains like healthcare, finance, e-commerce, cyber security, supply chain management, risk management, manufacturing, retailing, internet searching. That's all. Thank you.